Hello, friends. It is Thursday, April the 7th, and hopefully everyone will find me here. My name is Genevieve Coe. I'm here live on my Stampin4fun Facebook page. Welcome to everybody who can join in. To give you a little bit of background, my name is Genevieve Coe. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Markham, Ontario, Canada. And what I love to do is create pretty things with paper and share them with you. So just last month, I decided I wanted to make a little change. And I used to offer my Sweet and Simple class as my value-priced class for anyone to register for. And I would send out class packets and we'd do our classes over Zoom during the pandemic. Before that, people would come to the basement, church basement, and I'd have all the packets ready and we'd stamp and enjoy time together. So I thought, why not change it up? It's a good time to change things up. And I thought, I just want to share my Sweet and Simple card class to anybody far and wide so anybody can watch and enjoy how to make 4 sweet, simple, yet stunning cards. So I hope that you're able to join me. I picked the Thursday evening time, 5 p.m. Eastern, because I figured some people might be coming back from work or just relaxing or even cooking dinner. You can just have me on and learn and see how easy it is to create. Hi, Judy. Great to see you here. If you are joining me live, go ahead and drop a comment so that I feel that we're together and connecting for Sweet and Simple class today. If you're watching the replay, you can still drop a comment because I love to read the comments. So the purpose of Sweet and Simple class is to show you how easy it is to use Stampin' Up! Product and create 4 beautiful cards. It doesn't take $1 million worth of supplies. It doesn't take any special talent or skill, especially because Sweet and Simple class is where you can order the card pack and I will have everything pre-cut and prepared for you. So you don't have to buy any fancy cardstock or any fancy embellishments. They will all be prepared for you in the packet. Okay, so why don't we get started? If you do end up purchasing the packet, hi Gwyneth, I'm glad you're able to join me live. I'll explain to you how you can order your packet, how you can request your packet, and what's going to happen is when you do request a packet, I will, hopefully if technology doesn't fail me, I will have this video downloaded and send it to you so that you can watch, pause, fast forward, whatever you need to, but you'll have all the tips and tricks recorded so that you can complete your 4 cards as well with your packet. Okay, those of you that have 0 supplies, I will be adjusting the description with this video so that there is a suggested shopping list of what you might want to have to help you finish your cards. But as I said, everything's inside. So really all you would need to add on is stamp set and ink and adhesives. Those of you who are already savvy stampers, I hope you'll still love this class, even if they are Sweet and Simple cards, because I think everybody can use a casual card making time where you don't have to turn on the highest brain power to complete something. And finishing these 4 cards are going to be a breeze because everything is pre-cut for you and it's easy to do. And if you are an avid stamper or have supplies already, you can absolutely use whatever supplies you have at home to complete the cards. And you too can request the card packets for this class. Hi, Andra. Good to see you. I hope you're feeling better. I saw your Facebook post. You were a little under the weather. So welcome, everyone. I'm going to dive right in and flip my camera over so we can start the class. Please don't be shy to ask any questions. I love to answer questions. I love to help. Oh, I don't know if you could hear that. My husband's cooking dinner upstairs, and it sounds like there was a bit of an avalanche. Okay, no worries. I'm not worried. I don't hear any hollering, so everything is okay. Okay, so let me flip this onto the table, and we'll start the class, and let's have fun stamping. Okay, hopefully you can see my tabletop here. And what I'm going to do is I am going to put this website link here. This has all my important links on it. Okay, so it's a Linktree/Stampin4fun. Stampin with no G, number 4, fun. Okay, so if you want to order the card packet to make the cards today, just go there. To order the card packets, it must be done between today, Thursday, April the 7th, until Sunday, April the 10th. So that's the only time you can order the card packets, because I think it just makes sense if we just kind of have a start time and an end time to this class. And let's get started. And all the other links that you might want to know about me are also here. But if you're specifically interested in getting the card packet for this class, then I think it's the first link there. It says April Sweet and Simple class packet or something like that. But if you want to request a catalog, if you want to see my other classes on the go, this is where you would go. Okay, so let's get started. The feature stamp set for today's Sweet and Simple class is the Cactus Cuties. I decided to pick this set because I haven't had as much time to play with it as I wanted to, and because it reminds me of warm weather, which I am really longing for, and because I love it how it has images and words. So you're going to see those things in play today. But as I said, if you already have your own stamps and you get the card packet, you can use whatever you have. If you want to add this on to your class packet, you can. It's all on the registration form when you request the class packet. Okay, so for those of you who are newer to stamping or haven't stamped before, I really love our note cards and envelopes. And they already come pre-cut, pre-scored. I'm using a white note card. There's the white envelope. And in your class packet, you will have pre-cut pieces. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and use this stamp set. And what we're going to do is take out this little cactus. I just peel it off from the acetate, and I'm going to put it on one of our blocks. Okay, so in the description, I will have a suggested shopping list. If you don't have any of these, if you don't have the block or the stamp set, I will have some suggestions. Okay, and then one of the suggestions for shopping, if you're newer to stamping, are our starter ink spots, our mini ink spots. Okay, so because many of the colors I use are in here, so it's a great way to start your ink collection if you don't have a full-size ink pad. But since I do have the full-size ink pad, I'm going to go ahead and use it. I'm using the Granny Apple Green, and I'm going to simply tap my stamp in there and go straight down and straight up right onto my note card. That's the great thing about these note cards. They're all set, cut, scored for you, straight down and straight up. Oh, obviously I've got a little bit that got on my stamp, which shows there, but normally that wouldn't be there. Perfect. And then I will take one of these little scrap pieces. When you order the kit, if your scrap pieces look a little different, don't be alarmed. I usually just grab whatever scraps I have. To kind of clean your stamp, I just stamp off the extra and give it a little wipe on we sell these like Simply Chamois, but if you have like a baby wipe, that would be okay. We have the cleaner. I'm just going to put this away so I don't lose it. And then next I'm going to take a little pot, the little pot image, stick it on here. Oh, it looks like it needs to be cleaned from the last time I used it. So let me clean that. Okay, and then I'm going to actually stamp it not directly on the note card, but I will stamp it here on the scrap paper. And I'm going to use the Flirty Flamingo color. But what I'm doing is a technique called stamping off. So I just want a little lighter. So there's the Flirty Flamingo color that we're going to use. I'm going to stamp it off on the scratch paper. And then I'm going to get the kind of second generation image here. Okay. So then it comes out a little bit lighter, just to, that's just the look I wanted. I'll then take some paper snips and I will, what we call is fussy cut, but just basically cut out the image from the scrap paper. Okay, so I'm just going to trim. It's not a difficult image to cut out, so shouldn't be tricky for anybody. Go ahead and type in the comments if there's anything you wanted to tell me about the card or tell me how you're doing. I think this is a great way for us to connect as well as I share stamping with you. So we're going to make 4 cards today in this Sweet and Simple class. Okay, and tell me if you love this format of having a free class online that anybody can watch. You can share it with your friends. You can share this video on Facebook. I will try to upload it onto YouTube so people without Facebook will be able to watch as well. Okay, so I've just put that cute little pot there. And then cactuses, they have these fun little flowers. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that little flower there. It's like a little blooming cactus flower. Okay, and then I'm just gonna tap it in the ink pad and full strength add it right onto the cactus. Oh, thanks. I'm happy to do it so that you guys can all be inspired by what I create. And I did price it really reasonably. If you want the 4-card packet, it's actually only $25, including shipping to your door. You must be living in Canada, by the way. So it'll include the 4-card packet, and it'll actually include a package of these iridescent gems as well. So I've really tried to price it at a great value. Okay, so we've got that going, and then I'm just going to put the sentiment here. And I'm going to use the sentiment that says just a note. So we'll pop that onto our block. Yes, it's always like that when Andra's saying, I'm sorry, Andra, I don't know if it's Andra or Andra. So you can correct me. I feel like I asked you that question before, but clearly I have the worst memory in the world. So I'm so sorry. I don't want to be mispronouncing your name the whole video. Okay, so we'll use the just a note, and I am going to stamp it with a slightly darker ink. So instead of using the Granny Apple Green again, I'm going to use a Just Jade. It's just a different shade of green to give a little bit of interest. Okay, so I'll just, whoops, do that. And so your packet will already be cut. Oh, Sandra, without the S, so Andra, yes. Okay, so I was doing it correctly. I just suddenly got nervous that I was saying it wrong. Okay, so I just stamped that there with a slightly different shade of green for a little bit of interest. And then I'm just going to cut it apart. I know this seems like wild and crazy. There's no fancy tools here, just scissors, my friends. I'm just going to cut it, and I'm going to cut all the words kind of apart. Okay, I mean, I did put my glasses on, so I'm trying to be a little bit straight. But if I'm not, it's okay because it's handmade. This is truly my motto. I feel like the time and the love that goes into making it is more important than whether it is straight or perfect. Because if you wanted perfect, you could get a robot to make it or a factory to produce it. Okay, so just a note. Is there a trick to cutting straight? And no, Genevieve is just winging it here. I used to be a really type A kind of personality. Stamping actually helped to cure me of it. I still like to be organized and have things just so, but something about stamping allowed me to be a little bit free and just be okay. Uh-oh, where did I lose my letter A? Okay, so what I'm using here are called dimensionals. They are like foam bits that give you a little bit of lift when you're sticking something down. It is an adhesive, so I'm just cutting this. Hi, Leona. Thanks for joining. I'm just putting some dimensionals on my little sentiment here. Okay. And then just a note. Let's put our note on here. And that is card number 1 for Sweet and Simple class. It needs a little bit of something something. So if you do order the card packet, you also get these iridescent rhinestones free if you order the $25 card packet. You can actually get the card packet free if you place an order, in which case I don't think you'd get a whole pack of this, but you would get, I'd include the pieces in the envelope for you, because these beauties will just give a little bling bling to our card. So I'm just going to add it right at the base of the flower, I think would be nice. But of course, it's your card. When you make it, you can add it wherever you would like. Okay, so that is card number 1. And for those of you who like to make it a little bit fun, you can, of course, feel free to stamp your envelope as well. I'm just going to use this little flower here, and we can stamp the little envelope. Okay, card number 1 for Sweet and Simple card class. Woohoo! So sweet, so satisfying. You can already think of who you would want to send this to. I'm sure it would make someone very happy. Okay, let's move on to card number 2. The great thing about ordering the packet, if you want, you can just go here and request the card packet. I pre-cut everything for you, so it makes it easy and fun and relaxing for you, and you will feel proud with what you make. I still feel proud after 14 years of being a demonstrator. I still feel like a rock star when I make a card. Okay, so as I said, everything's pre-cut for you. I do weekly videos on Tuesday afternoons where I talk a little more about the products and which products I'm using and where they come from and what they coordinate with. But today for Sweet and Simple class, which I aim to do once a month, typically on the second Thursday of each month, but this month, because Easter is next month, I thought I'd kind of do it this week. Everything will be pre-cut for you, and I just want to do the cards and show you how easy it is. So I won't go into where all these supplies came from, but let's stick it down. I'm using seal adhesive, which I believe might not be available right now, but if you have like a liquid glue, Stampin' Up! Also sells a liquid glue which you could use to adhere. So we're just going to pop this designer series paper on. Okay, I'm just leaving like a tiny border here. Okay, and then this piece I am going to use, again, I pre-cut everything in the kits, but this piece I'm going to use to stamp our cactus on, our little image. So again, I'm going for this cactus image, and I am going to pop it onto the block. Okay, and this time I'm going to use the Just Jade color. Okay, so that it coordinates with the cardstock. Hi, Linda. So let me get that ink pad out. Okay, and then I am going to tap on the ink pad. So you don't have to push super hard or anything. Just tap, tap, tap. And I'm just kind of eyeballing sort of the center there. And if I make a mistake, the great thing about paper is I can turn it over. Okay, look at that clean, crisp image there. That's why I love Stampin' Up! Stamps and ink. It's so satisfying. Let me just clean that and put it back in the case. Okay, and then I'm going to use a different shaped pot this time. I'm going to use this one that has sort of a diamond shape on it. The great thing about the stamp set is that everything coordinates in one set. So it's a great, great investment when you're purchasing your stamps. Everything will work together. As you can see, I'm basically using one stamp set for the whole class. Makes it easy. Okay, and I'm going to put the little pot underneath. I'm going to use Night of Navy ink now. So let me grab my Night of Navy ink pad. Okay. Oops, I'm just tapping here, make sure it's well covered with ink. And again, I'm going to eyeball. Might not be perfect, but it's handmade. Pretty good. Okay, my cactus is in its pot. Very satisfying. Okay, so we'll clean that stamp off. Okay, so again, we're using the Cactus Cutie stamp, but if you decide to order the packet and you want to use stamps that you already own, you can see how convenient it is that everything's pre-cut for you, so you could stamp whatever image you want there. But I think it looks super cute with the cactuses. Okay, there we go. And let's use our sentiment. I'm going to do the Just a Note again. Let me clean it off because I've got the Just Jade on it from last time. But actually it doesn't matter. I think I'm using Just Jade again. Okay, and where's my Just Jade ink? So you see how everything coordinates. It's going to be great, so satisfying. Let's just make sure that that's straight. Okay. So it just says Just a Note, tap, 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 and then straight down and straight up. And there we go. Okay, and so all we have to do now is glue it onto the pre-cut piece. That will be in your packet if you order one. And we'll just adhere it onto here. Okay, and I love to use the dimensionals to pop it up a little bit, so I'm going to do that. But I hope you can see in this short time since I started this video, we've already made 2 cute cards. So I'm just putting the dimensionals down, and then there's like a backing, a waxy backing that comes off, so I've peeled that off. Put that there. Okay, and then this is a little bit of Just Jade ribbon. It's got some gold flecks in it, which is really nice. So I'm just tying a little knot. Okay, and then I'm just going to trim the ends. Okay, so let's trim these ends so it makes just a cute little, and we'll pop that on there. So I find gluing the ribbon on sometimes a little tricky unless I have these great adhesives. They're called mini glue dots. And what they have on the mini glue dots are little, they're just like mini circular glue. I guess that's why it's called a dot, because it's basically a little dot. So I'm just going to push the ribbon up against the dot, peel it off so that the ribbon sticks to the glue sticks to the ribbon, and then I can pop it right on my card. Doesn't that just give it a little something something there? Okay, so just like that, we finished 2 cards in our Sweet and Simple class. If you joined late, I'll show you the first one that we made here. Okay, so this is card number 1. This is card number 2. Okay, and we've only used 1 stamp set, the cute Cactus Cuties. Okay, let's move on. We've got 2 more cards to make as a part of our Sweet and Simple class today. Our next card is going to use, there's a lot of greens in this class because of the cactuses, but I'm using the Granny Apple green here. This will be our card base. I'm just using a bone folder, just kind of burnish that a bit. This card's going to go landscape, and I'm just putting a piece of, we call this designer series paper. I'm going to glue it right on. So I know there's like 2 sides to our designer series paper. So if you order the class packet, you could choose if you want the gold side up or the dotty side. I'm going to go with the dotty side. Okay, and inside the envelope, Just be careful. Oh, this one doesn't. Okay, there's another one that has little tiny pieces. Okay, so it's going to go something like this. I'm going to stamp the sentiment here, and the sentiment that I'm going to use, it's also from the same stamp set. It says, "Hope your day is on point." So let's get that out. Go ahead and pop it on the block. Okay. And please don't be shy about asking any questions. Really sweet and simple class. It's just to help you relax, enjoy watching some happy stamping, and also to introduce you to stamping if you've never stamped before. So feel free to share this video with your friends, anybody, because hopefully it is very inspiring to see how easy it is to create something cute. So I'm using the basic gray, and as I showed in the beginning, these ink spots, there's a lot of colors that I use pretty frequently. So we're going to use the basic gray. I'm using the full-size one because I have it. But if you don't have any inks, you can certainly pick up those mini ink spots, and it'll take you a long way for a good value. Okay, so we'll just tap, tap, tap on that ink pad, and I'm going to stamp the sentiment kind of on the right-hand side. So it says, "Hope your day is on point." See how easy it is to stamp? It's so satisfying. Okay, and then we can go ahead and stick that down if we want. Maybe I'll go ahead and do that now. And for those of you that are interested, this is called Flirty Flamingo. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to stamp a little cactus on this. So I already will pre-cut the circle for you if you order the class packet. So, and if you joined late and you don't know how to order your packet, you just go to this link, and it's only available from April 7th to April 10th to get our little cactus out. I'm going to use this one here. It's kind of this little guy. So let's do that. And then we're going to use a little pot. I think I'm going to get this. There's a few different kinds of pots, but I'm going to get this little pot here. Okay, maybe I should put this away. Put the stamp away so I can reuse my block. So it's so easy. It just peels right off the block, and then you can put your new stamp right on. Okay, and I'm going to stamp the pot in the basic gray right at the bottom. Okay, so when you're doing this, go as low down as you can because we have to fit the cactus on here too. Okay, so I'm just kind of stamping the pot at the bottom. You can tell I was doing a lot of dimensionals and little things. I was doing a paper pumpkin, which is one of our all-inclusive kits. And so I have all these little pieces all over my table. Okay, and then let's do our little cactus on here. I'm going to go with the same green that this cardstock is. So that is Granny Apple Green. There it is. Oh, I still see people are joining in, so welcome, welcome. Glad you were able to jump in and see this free class today. I just love sharing stamping, so. Okay, so I'm going to just eyeball this and try and put this right into the pot. Whoa. I think I may have wiggled a bit, but you just go straight down and straight up. Okay, great. And then there's actually a little nubby cactus. So I am going to put the little nubby cactus going off to the side here. Oops. Okay. Okay, so we've got our little cactus growing here. And then let's use our little flower. And I'll put it on here, and we'll use the same Flirty Flamingo, which again is another one of the colors that's in the starter ink spot. If you don't have a lot of inks, that's a great way to start, but we'll just use that Flirty Flamingo color. And stamp. Okay, so I'm just gonna put like a little cactus flower up here. Isn't that cute? Okay, so that is card number 3. I'm just going to use my famous dimensionals, well, not my famous dimensionals, Stampin' Up's famous dimensionals to give it a little bit of a lift. Okay, but anything you see can certainly be purchased. And with a $60 order, you actually get this card pack for free. You get the Sweet and Simple class free. Okay, so pop that on. And there is card number 3. I feel like it needs a little bling bling, but remember when you order your card packet, you get these little gems. So we'll pop a couple of those gems on there. And there is card number 3. See how fast and easy card making is? I don't know what time it is, but I don't know when I actually started the stamping, but I finished 3 cards already. Okay, and you could use these kind of cards for any occasion. So sort of just a note thinking of you. This one you could use for also just dropping in saying hello, but it could also be a birthday card. Okay, so that's 3 cards we've done today without using a whole mess of things. It's so easy to get started stamping. It's so easy to stamp. I think sometimes we worry that stamping is going to be complicated or it has to be complicated. I hope this class shows you how easy it is, and I hope you feel inspired to create and to believe that you can make pretty things too. I actually didn't have a background of being super crafty. I know some people I know, they're like, oh, I've always been crafty. I'm not that person at all. I was not that person. What actually drew me in was how easy it was to use Stampin' Up! Products to create. And that I didn't need to invest a whole lot of money up front to make some pretty things. Okay, I'm just putting everything back so I don't lose it. Although I'm saying this, and probably in 1 minute, I'm going to have to take everything out again. Okay, so we're going to go to our final card. And this is how I prepare everything for my classes. Everything's pre-cut in an envelope with whatever you need inside. This one we need to be a little careful because it's got a few little bits. So maybe I'll just move the little bits for a second so that we can take stock of what we got. This is the card base, and it is easy to just fold in half, which is what I'm doing here. Oh, Louise, I'm glad you find it simple and heartwarming because that's how I feel about stamping. I feel like it's so easy and so enjoyable, and it does make my heart happy. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop this layer on. Actually, I'm not going to stick it on yet. I'm going to put this, so this is all pre-cut in your card packet. This is just a little piece of our designer paper, and I am going to stick it right onto this layered piece. I already pre-embossed this, and if you order the card packet, yours will also come pre-embossed. So you don't have to worry, you don't have to have any fancy machinery, and you don't have to take the time to do it because I will have done it for you. Okay, and so the piece will be just pre-cut. You can just layer it right onto the left side here. Okay, and in the envelope, you'll have some white twine. So I am just, you can just use Scotch tape on the back, or I'm just going to put a little bit of tape here to stick the string, and you're going to wrap the string around just twice. Okay, so that it gives you kind of just a nice little embellishment on that side. I'm going to cut the end here so that there's a little bit of an end left. Again, use Scotch tape, or I'm just using some adhesive here to tape the back side. Okay, and then now we can stick that onto our Blushing Bride card base. Now there was some string left over, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with that extra string that was left over. Okay. Now, if you do order the card packet, don't forget, I'll send you the recording of this video so that you know how to make the cards, okay? Because I do give different tips and tricks. And this is one of my tricks, is that I've got the twine around and then I'm going to make a bow. So it looks like I've wrapped the whole thing around and then tied a bow, but it's actually two different pieces. And I personally find it easier that way. So to make my bow, I just kind of do two loops like bunny ears, and then I just tie a starter knot. I kind of cross them over, which creates a loop at the bottom, and then I push this behind and through. Okay, and then there we go. Okay, so that's how I made my bow. The string is a little longer than it needs to be. And then I will go ahead and stick it on. And if you guys remember from a previous card, the best way to stick a little ribbon on like that is by using our mini glue dots. And so I will go ahead and grab this dot of glue with my ribbon and pop it onto the card. Okay, so already our card is looking cute and we haven't even stamped anything yet. Okay, so next I've got this scrappy piece. If you order the packet, your scrappy piece might look different. I kind of just grab whatever scrappy pieces I have. And let's stamp our cactuses. So I'm going to use the Just Jade again. So let me go ahead and do that. Okay, so I'm going to use this cactus and I'm going to use this cactus. Okay, you don't have to have more than one block. I just have more than one block for convenience, but you can easily just wash it, put the next one on. That's totally fine. Okay, so let me grab my Just Jade ink and we'll go ahead and stamp. Oops. Okay, clearly my stamps need to be cleaned. So when it does that, it just means that there's like lint on the back side, so it's not sticking on the block as nicely as it should. It just means I just need to run it under the sink and wash it. Okay, so do that. Okay, so there's one cactus for us. And then let's do the second one. And I'm going to do the little trick I showed you earlier called repetition stamping, where we're going to put the first generation of ink on a scratch paper, lift up, and then the second one will be lighter. Okay, so that allows you to have a little variation of color without having to invest in a lot of different ink pads. Okay, so one ink pad will give you a couple of shades of that same color. Okay, so I thought that would be interesting for our card. The other thing we're going to do on this scratch paper is take the little pot, there's a little pot here, and I am going to stamp the pot using our Night of Navy ink. Sorry, I'm just hoping that's clean there. And I'm going to use our Night of Navy ink. Because I have two cactuses, I'm going to stamp the pot twice. Hi, Pat. I'm glad you could join in. Okay, so it doesn't matter because because I'm cutting these pots out. I probably should have angled it so that I could fit the second pot on here. Okay, so we'll grab another, I probably should have moved this over so that I could stick the other pot in there, but I have lots of white scraps, so we'll just do our second pot. Okay, and let's go ahead and finish this card. This is card number 4 for Sweet and Simple class. I hope you're enjoying the class. So one pot, I want you to go ahead and you can cut it out. Okay, I'm talking as if you have the card packet in your hand, because when I did Sweet and Simple class before, people would pre-register for the card packs. And so when I did the class, everything was, they already had their card packet in hand. But I thought I would try something different and switch it up and give the class free for everybody to watch. and then you just request the card packet afterwards, so you know what you're getting. And so sorry if I keep talking as though you've got the card packet in your hand, but it's really easy to request the card packet because maybe when you watch the replay video, you will have the card packet in your hand. Okay, so I'm just going to trim this out. Okay, and so that's one pot. Okay, let's trim the second pot. This time, sorry, let me just, okay, this time with this pot, what I'm going to do, okay, let me trim it out first. So I'm just trimming this pot. I'm following the lines of the pot. It's not a difficult image to sort of cut out. I do recommend kind of sharp scissors though. Kind of small sharp scissors so that you can easily turn it and move with it. Okay. And so with this pot, what we're going to do is we're going to do something fun. I'm just going to make this pot a little shorter. So I'm actually cutting the top part in half. Okay, so it just makes kind of like a shorter pot. So then we've got a shorter pot and a bigger pot. And then we're going to cut our little cactuses out. Okay, this one actually, there is a punch that coordinates with the Cactus Cutie stamp set. It looks like that. So you're welcome to let me know if you want to purchase the coordinating punch, but I am just gonna, because not everyone will have the punch, I'm just gonna show you how you can easily trim it out with your scissors, because it's not a hard shape. But if you want very perfect edges, then yes, go ahead and use the punch, purchase the punch, talk to me about the punch. There we go. Isn't that cute? This set is so cute. I think it's underrated, undervalued. Everybody went for the windmills and other things we've got in our catalog. But these cactuses, do you say cactuses or cacti? I don't know. Plural of cactuses. They're pretty sweet, pretty cute. Okay, so I'm just gonna snip around here. Not a difficult image to cut out at all. Okay, and there we go. So let's go ahead and stick these babies down. I'm going to just use regular adhesive here, I think. I think those of you on my newsletter list will probably have seen this little sneak peek. Or maybe I put it on my blog, I can't remember. But there we go. And our little half pot here, isn't that a neat idea? So that you can kind of create a different size pot. Just with the same stamp set. And you can tell I didn't use a ton of different ink colors. I just got different shades from one ink color right there. Okay, and then here's our little baby guys. So I'm just gonna, I didn't check, I might be running low on my liquid glue here, but let's see. I like to use my silicone mat. Okay, let's see, is there any glue coming out? Sometimes I'm running low. Yep. Okay, and we'll just position that where we want and put another bit of glue here. I already pre-punched these, so that's what I mean. You don't have to have the punch. Okay. Oops. Okay, and then we'll put one on here. I think I'm running low. There we go. Blue. There we go. Okay, our card is coming together. This is card number 4 of our Sweet and Simple class. And then we'll just stamp a little cute little hello with our little scrap paper that we have left. And I'm going to just keep going with that little Night of Navy color so it all kind of coordinates together. And we will go ahead and do the same little trimming here. And whoever asked me earlier, Andra maybe, there is absolutely no way to worry about cutting straight or not straight. I just eyeball it. If it's a little off, it's okay. Nobody is going to worry. So we'll do that. I cut my dimensional in half so that it doesn't really peek out. And then there is our little sentiment. And as I said, we're going to use a few of these little jewels here. Maybe put one here, put one here. And that is card number 4 for our class today. So here's the 4 cards as a part of this month's Sweet and Simple class. Okay, and I'll just go over quickly. So here's 1. I think we did this one next. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and I'll just go over again quickly how you can make these cards as well. So I think the easiest way if you want to make these cards is just to go ahead to my website, click on Request April Sweet and Simple Card Packet, because I will cut and prepare everything for you. And it only costs $25 for the 4 cards. So if you get that option, you'll get the 4 pre-cut card packets, you'll get a packet of the gems, and you'll get free shipping to your door if you live long distance. If you want to up your option and get the card packets, the gems, and the Cactus Cutie stamp set, it's only $52, and you're getting everything to make these cute cards. You just have to use your own ink. And then if you already have been eyeing a few things that you want to get anyway, or maybe you have no supplies whatsoever, but you still want to make these cute cards and get the class packet, I am going to put a link in the description with the suggested items that you should purchase to get the class free. But maybe some of you already have things and you want to get something different, that's fine. Any order $60 or more will get you this card class for free, but you must request it by Sunday or place your order by Sunday. So if you don't have anything, I'd recommend, or you don't have very many stamping supplies, I'd recommend getting the ink spots. I'd recommend getting the stamp set, and I'd recommend getting some adhesive. Okay, and I think these adhesives will probably get you to the $60 point so that you can get the card class for free. Okay, so I will put more information in the description. I'm happy to share stamping with you. That's why I do what I do. I love it. I hope you love the cards that I shared today. I hope you feel inspired to create them. And I am here to make it easy for you to create. Okay, so let me just check if you have any questions. Go ahead and pop them into the chat. Even if you're watching later, go ahead and ask questions. I do like to read the comments. Let me flip this around. Okay, so thank you so much for joining me for the April Sweet and Simple card class. Let me know if you have any questions. I am here to help. And of course, if you're like, wow, that would be so fun to do in person or with your friends, I do private classes. So I can design 4 cute cards for you and your friends and do a special Zoom class. Or if you live locally, I can drive out and do something in person if we're a little bit safe. So I am happy to share stamping. It makes me happy to make pretty things with paper and to show others how easy it is. So thank you for joining me. Don't hesitate to ask any questions. And of course, always make sure to check my link. It's linktree/Stampin4fun. And there's a dot between the R and the EE. Okay, thanks for joining me. Have a great evening. Bye for now.